And then you got what do you want? What?
Start it right now.
All right, here we go. Doing what he does best, having dogs lick his face. If you're watching this on YouTube and Facebook Live, was that the first person to greet you outside of your family after that Xfinity Series race win at Talladega on Saturday?
It was. Tickles did not care that much. He just was laying down. I tried to pick him up and he bit me. So Xena wins here. Hey, over here.
Xena.
Over here. There you go.
This is great radio, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Yes, for the people who cannot watch this right now, we have an absolutely adora Xena, the warrior princess dog, on film with us right now.
That's right.
Hey, Allmendinger, I know it's tough to get used to this, but let's talk serious business out of the gate. I don't need to get into all the madness, but you and I had a conversation back in April. You joined the one and only Kenny Sargent post-race with your top 3 finish, and you talked about how gnarly it is running Talladega, and you were running for the lead. You had Jeffrey Earnhardt, and you're not going to take out an Earnhardt in that race. And then this race, in the blink of an eye, you win the damn thing. Is it still the anxiety that you talked about back in April, running the same race again a few months later that you experienced?
Yeah, I still hate it. Yeah, I'll never love or enjoy super speedway racing. With that said, I'm still going to, when it's time to try to get it, if there's a chance to win or go for the win, I'm still going to make the moves that I think are right to do that. But yeah, for me, it's a lot of anxiety. I just kind of relate it to somebody drops a grenade in the middle of the field and it's like, hey, watch what happens here. And you're waiting for it to happen. Yesterday, it kind of helped because with green flag stops and not having any caution flags there, it broke the field apart to where we only had 13 or 14 cars in the lead pack. So kind of knew it was going to wait longer for everybody to make the move. But yeah, it's not racing that I enjoy, but at the end of the day, they still give trophies at the end of those races. And that's what we're there to try to get.
Okay. So AJ Allmendinger, winner of the Xfinity race at Talladega this weekend. You pretty much answered my question there, but I'm still going to I'm going to ask it anyway and see if you change any of what you just said. Does the anxiety hold with you all race? Is it because you're anticipating that big one, or is the anxiety that last lap, hoping that you don't give up too big of a lead or hoping that you don't jump ahead too early, or a combination of both?
It's just everything. Even early in the race, you're just, heck, it was lap 2. Ty Gibbs gets spun and we're right by it. And so it's just, you're kind of always waiting for it and you're just trying to make the right moves. But yeah, definitely at the end of the races, that anxiety builds up and you're just kind of waiting of, okay, what's going to happen here? And as I said, it's, that there's a possibility of the big one happening and being in it. I've always just kind of felt like if you can not be the cause of it, like if you're in it and you're in it, but if you're not the cause of it, then it is what it is. But yeah, it's not, I've never really enjoyed it. Even early in my career, I was like, okay, this is different type of racing. You're never getting away from people. So, but like I said, I feel pretty confident about making the right moves or at least putting myself in the right position. And then from there, it's just seeing what happens. What can I do for you?
Oh, yeah. You just keep winning, Dad. That's what he's saying. Keep winning, Dad.
Xena, all right, you got to get down. Like, there we go. Yeah, she's down.
AJ Allmendinger joining the Freaks on a Sunday night and 14 Xfinity wins. You had a career reboot a couple of years ago, and it has just been nothing but fun to follow. Did you really think that this was a possibility a couple years ago? And how much are you really enjoying this?
Did I lose you guys?
Oh, no.
No, you're there.
You're back. All right. I lost it. See, this is what happens. I turn on the Wi-Fi in my house and everything just locks down. Really nice. I was trying to be smart there.
Yeah. Just, you're stick to racing cars, not working on home Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I think, all this is just unexpected. We've talked about it over the last couple of years, right? All of it is unexpected and I don't really take it for granted. I am truly enjoying it. I think I'm probably, I would say, more passionate about it now. And I would say probably even more on edge a little bit when it comes time to the race, because I want to go out there and try to win. And I know we have great chances to win, and I'm having a lot of fun. But, at the end of the day, when I thought I was trying to retire, it was one of those things where it's like, all right, I've had a good career. I wish it could have been a little bit better and I could have won some more races and things like that. But with everything that's happened now, I mean, this is just kind of like the cherry on top. And in a weird way, I mean, and this is going to probably be really weird saying to you guys, because you've been around me since it started, I'm probably more comfortable in my own skin than I've ever been. And in the sense of being okay, being happy with the way my career's going. And, I know with you guys, I'm really outgoing, but there's getting the race car and it's like, man, there's doubt. It's like, okay, maybe I can't get it done or things like that. And I'm always hard on myself. So I think more than ever, I'm more confident in myself and more comfortable in my own skin that in any situation we can have a shot to win. And Matt Collig and Chris Rice really instilled that in me and all the men and women at Collig Racing. But yeah, it's just, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And as I said, I think I'm enjoying it because I didn't expect it to happen. So now we're just riding the wave.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
A.J. Allmendinger is a longtime friend of the Freaks, having an enormous amount of success in the Xfinity Series. Want to ask you a question, though, that I don't know if you want to answer. Tell me about the conversations that are going on in the garage about the Cup car and all the things that people are saying about how dangerous it is.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I listen. I don't really, involve myself in the conversations because I'm not in the car all the time. I'm just running part-time. Knock on wood, it'll happen at some point, I'm sure. I haven't had really any big hits in the car. But there's no doubt the cars are rigid. Like, they're stiff. Just even riding the bumps in the car. I mean, they're really stiff, and you feel it. And you feel it when you even have door-to-door contact with somebody, or, you go to a racetrack. Texas is a perfect example. Obviously, last week, see all the tire issues, but just riding through 3 and 4, the track's bumpy and you feel it. So, there's the veterans of, that are more outspoken that have been there for a long time, Kevin Harvick and Denny and those guys. I mean, they're doing the talking for all of us. I think we're all in agreement that, hey, like, we got to do something about this, because you see somebody like Alex Bowman and Kurt Busch just back it in. And Kurt's was I felt like a bigger hit. You thought, okay, but even that, you still wouldn't think anything of it. But Alex, I mean, he barely backed into Texas. Mm-hmm. And it's a shock to the system. So it's one of those things that we know that there's got to be work done. It's hopefully it's done in the right way, and the conversations are happening inside and quiet, and something's done about it, because we can't keep going this way.
You might be the perfect person to ask this question of, you have had success in open wheel. You've had success in sports cars and prototypes, the highest end of sports cars, and you've had success in stock cars. Now, is this new car stiffer than, say, a sports car or an open wheel car that you've driven, or is it just stiffer than the old Cup car, which makes it different for the new drivers?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely, the champ cars and Indy cars that I drove, it's a lot stiffer, just because none of the parts fly off when you hit. It's for the generic fan, you see the biggest wrecks, right? And wheels and suspension pieces and stuff and bodywork and stuff are flying off. You think, wow, that looks massive. Well, for the driver, that's the best wreck, because all the energy is being kind of dissipated from inside the cockpit, and that's why this stuff is happening. This Cup car, nothing moves, just kind of nothing budges, and so when you're in the seat, that's the driver takes that because nothing's really flying off the car. And the old Cup car, you could see you back it in the fence, and I mean it would fold the back of the car up to the rear deck lid, up to the glass, and you're like, that's a huge hit. But for the driver, that's great because all the back end of the car is taking the energy away. Well, now, I mean, you saw like Kurt's and even all the wrecks at Texas, but like Kurt's especially and Alex's, he back it in and hell, there's hardly any damage to the car. And I think that's I don't know, a full redesign or if there's, and I don't have a great knowledge of inside the race car, but if there's certain bars you can take away that allow the thing to kind of crumple a little bit better. So I've been the first one to say, like, I actually enjoy driving the car. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to race because they're really aero dependent at certain racetracks, but I've actually had fun driving the race car. And so, maybe I don't know. I haven't talked to other drivers about it. Like maybe I'm in the minority of people that enjoy driving it, but I actually really have fun driving the race car. But yeah, the safety aspect is something that needs to be worked on. And there's always a little bit of, it's a new car, so you're going to learn, but we can't keep learning on the fly and having drivers get injured because that's not good for the sport.
But AJ Allmendinger, again, your Xfinity Series winner, Talladega, joining us in the Lucas Oil Studios. That's what's fun for a fan, at least for the three of us, is to put the car in the driver's hands. Not like a track is the one that's going to dictate how the race finishes. It's you and the G-damn car. Isn't that what 30 of the drivers want?
Yeah. So I don't think the drivers certainly the way. So I will say this, with how aero dependent it is, sometimes it's hard to pass, and the tires, even at Texas, we saw tire issues, but the tire, like the speed would not fall off on the tires. Unfortunately, they would just let go, and that's why we saw the accidents. So I think at some of these racetracks, and it's a fine line of trying to figure out, Goodyear on the fly of learning this car, but you get some tire wear to where the cars fade a little bit. It makes passing a little bit better, but that's what I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's a tough car to drive. Like it's the rigidness of how quick the steering is. It makes it fun to drive. It's just the problem is if it goes wrong, it's, you can't have drivers getting punished, especially on small accidents like that sometimes. But that's what I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's not an easy car, especially when you're hauling it off in the corner like a Bristol or a Dover like that. I think as we learn the aero of the car, you make it a little bit better following another car, so you can get close to them and make the pass if you're close enough.
Okay, we had a text thread going, I think it was earlier this morning, amongst Statman, myself, and Kenny, trying to figure out this car and why drivers are not feeling well after crashes. And you bring up some amazingly valid points about the back of the car not crumpling. But Statman, I really like what you brought up, because I started thinking, okay, we haven't seen big hits like this in IndyCar or in sports cars, and they're all made by Dallara. So there is that common denominator that doesn't seem to be showing itself in this new NASCAR Cup car. However, Statman said, what if it's soft wall technology? What if we need to re-look at that whole technology and make the walls better? Is there any aspect there that might be a possibility? Because Joseph Newgarden had a pretty big hit this year that also gave him a concussion.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when it comes to safety of the drivers, everything should be on the line of okay, let's figure it out. To even the point of, I brought up, like, do we need to work on our seats a little bit as well? Like, I still think you look at the trucks and you look at the Xfinity cars and the old Cup cars. We hit, and it wasn't that big of an issue of really at least driver safety, where you thought, okay, a head injury, and that's what we're really talking about, head injuries especially. You look at it and go, okay, like that's a real issue. But even our seats, you look at how we do our seats, and you do the way you pour them, and the foam hardens up, and it's there to hold you in tight, but your head's kind of slaps it. It's a little bit probably like football. in head slapping turf. Like you just kind of get that quick whiplash and bounce off the seat. So everything really should be looked at. But I think the reason the car gets the most looked at and scrutiny of it is because trucks and Xfinity and the old Cup car, we didn't have this much of an issue. So the walls haven't changed. And to me, it's if nothing else has changed and now we're talking about the car, like, okay, that's the first thing you look at. But when it comes to safety, I think we can always keep developing and making it better.
Hey, Dad, what are you going to buy at the store today?
I'm out of Lucas Oil fuel treatment, so let's jump in here and grab us some.
Well, do they have the Lucas Oil Parts Cleaner and Degreaser?
I bet they do.
Well, how about the Lucas Oil Power Steering Fluid?
You know, they'll have that too.
Even the Octane Booster?
I won't be surprised if they do.
My favorite red and tacky grease?
Yes, they will, babe.
Dad, when we're done, can we grab some candy?
Deal, but you gotta share.
Awesome! Lucas works.
Freak Nation, his name AJ Allmendinger here in the Freak Nation. That's about 15 minutes of serious conversation, which is incredible.
I'm done. I'm done with serious. Yeah.
Well, then you can't
new record.
You can't see it. Statman has a Noah Grayson T-shirt on right now.
Right.
So can you do everything you can to keep Grayson out of that championship and freaking pretty boy Ty Gibbs? Keep those happy bastards out of this championship, all right?
Well, I did try to go to a new strategy going into Texas. After Bristol, I walked up to Ty before the Cup race, and I was like, man, I'm disappointed in you. He's like, why, man? Why? I was like, you're Noah's bitch now. And and he was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I was like, there's a day and age, man. You just used to, I looked at you wrong. You get on the racetrack, you turn into me. I'm like, but now you just let Noah run into you. You do nothing about it. I'm like, that's cool. I get it. He owns you. That's fine. And then Noah happened to be at our shop that week or the couple days later because he was getting ready to run the Cup car at Texas, and Noah tried to be funny, which didn't work. And he was like, he said, "You're welcome." I said, "For what, Noah?" He goes, "For guaranteeing you that regular season championship, getting Ty out of the way." And I said, I don't know. You might want to watch out because Ty, before the Cup race, said he was going to absolutely destroy you the next time you got near him. He said, I owe him one more still. I said, that's not the way he feels. I said, you better watch out because he might just absolutely wreck your ass the next time he sees you. And he was like, well, that ain't going to happen. I'm like, well, I'm just telling you. So we can't, get a little bit more speed out of the race cars. I'm going to see if I can start some fights between the other drivers and get them focused on each other and just let them slide through.
Absolutely brilliant. Yes.
Yeah. Brilliant. And AJ Allmendinger in the same sentence.
I just
call that experience, Kenny Sargent.
Thank you.
Looking at your hair, you have a lot of it.
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
Or lack of it, I guess.
No, I got plenty of it, Skipjack. I just don't have a freaking ice cream with freaking AJ Allmendinger like the girls are recognizing this picture if you see it on YouTube. Look at that, Skipjack.
So cool.
I mean, it's great, man. It's got vanilla custard in it. It's got almonds, Heath bar, hot fudge, peanut butter, the creamy delight.
And is there any ice cream in it?
No, custard. It's Andy's frozen custard. It's custard.
You win the championship. Are you going to go swimming in a bowl of that?
Yeah.
Come on.
I
don't know if I'm going to swim in custard. No.
Come on.
You might ask some friends of yours to put it in places that we don't want to talk about, right?
Hey, come on.
Whoa.
What?
What is going on here?
What? What's the problem?
You, sir.
Hey, Kenny, how bright is it in your studio there?
Why do you ask?
Well, I mean, why in the F are you wearing a visor inside your studio right now? Like, what is going on there?
Bro,
what is that?
Unlike you,
is the sun bright in there? Like, what is going on?
He's been on an airplane today, so he's covering up his hat hair.
I love you, AJ. I don't want to dick around with my hair just for you.
We made a rule that I was never going to do any of these interviews again after he's been on an airplane because the last time he got off a plane, he was a complete a-hole, more than usual, at least.
Yeah, I wasn't happy.
No, it was a compliment though, because we got so late in the airport and Kenny was driving as fast as he could because he'll miss some guys' interviews, but he will not miss an interview with AJ Allmendinger.
Right.
He's like, I got to get back. It was a compliment. We just had to deal with his assholeness. Just saying.
Well, we got to deal with that all the time. So
that's true.
Just take out Ty and Noah, okay?
I'm just trying to get them to take each other out. That's all that's happening here.
All right.
It's innocent.
What's on the docket for you this week?
He's gonna win another Charlotte. I mean, come on.
Yeah. We got to get ready for 2 races at the Roval. That's another great thing about winning Talladega. We're locked in to the next round, so we can just go to the Roval on Saturday and just focus on trying to win the thing. Don't have to worry about points at that race, and we can plan the stages out. The Cup car, I'm looking forward to. I had a great time at Watkins Glen at the last road course we ran, so I think we're learning some stuff on the road course side of it. So get ready for that. We also got Fan Day on Wednesday at College Racing.
At the shop.
The shop.
All right.
So come on down to welcome North Carolina. Xena's going to be there. We're going to do autographs. I'll sign something, and you get to pet a puppy.
Oh.
Xena's going to be there. Boom. There you go.
Is the special pageant woman going to be there by your side?
The pageant lady will be there as well. Mrs. Earth, North Carolina.
Boom.
So when she wins in January, you're just going to call me Mr. Earth. That's it. Oh, and I got to really remember this. My anniversary is on Friday.
Freak Nation, his name is AJ Allmendinger, your winner from the Xfinity Series Talladega, your points leader, going to be taking out Ty Gibbs and Noah Grayson here pretty soon, brother. As always, it's greatness when you roll Freak Nation.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.